Howdy everyone, welcome back to another episode of Squid Noob. We are here once again with the GSXR1000. In case you forgot, this is our modern classic giveaway motorcycle. It is such a gem of a bike, but it does have some weird things that it's doing, being that it is a bit of a used, older bike, right Spike?
Yeah, the throttle doesn't seem like it's closing all the way. It doesn't engine brake right now, and it kind of stumbles at idle, so...
Yeah.
We're gonna see if we can't figure out what's going on with that. I have some ideas that we're gonna take a look at today.
Yeah, today we're gonna be taking a look at the throttle cables, the throttle cam, and the overall throttle assembly to see if there's anything we can spot that's causing this bike to be a little bit strange off the gas, which is the main thing that it's doing. The other thing we're gonna be looking at is the ignition module and the actual power commander's piggyback system over here in the rear of the bike. See if we can't get a base map back on this bike and making the idle a little bit higher, because this bike just for some reason wants to idle at like 600 RPM, which makes it die constantly while you ride it, which is not very fun. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
All right guys, so one of the funniest things about buying a used bike is sometimes they just have some weirdness about them. This motorcycle actually had two different keys for the rear seat over here and the ignition. Turns out the previous owner did not have the key to actually open this rear seat over here, so we had to create a system where we actually have the pull cable zip tied to this harness right here, so we can pull this and then actually get the seat off, which actually does the same thing, but means you got to get the seat off instead of just using a key, which is kind of annoying, but it works. This guy's voice, dude.
Customers, associates, and community. These changes may impact the speed at which phone calls and emails are handled. In addition to this, it is our normal busy season.
Just Gixxer things, dude.
Hey, whoa, dude, what are you doing
What's
here,
up, man?
What?
Oh, I'm mounting up my phone to the bike.
Wait, no, why? Dude, there's a better way to do this. You don't have to live this life.
Really?
No. Thanks, Rockform's got you covered, man.
Has this ever happened to you? You see, you don't need to use archaic technology like tape or zip ties if you want to check maps or change your music while you ride. Not only can you get a rock-solid mount for your bike, your car, your bathtub, etc., but you're also going to get the next level in cell phone safety systems. Rockform's low-profile case has been drop-tested from 6 feet and will keep your phone safe without turning it into a massive plastic brick in your pocket. It doesn't stop there, though. Rockform has sport rings, wireless chargers, and more. Click the link down below and use the code YN25 for 25% off your order.
All right, guys, so we have lubed the ever-loving crap out of the throttle cable over here. We put the larger cam on here to make it so that we actually have a lot of throw on this throttle cable over here, just to see what it does with the idle. We've adjusted the free play here a little bit. It's feeling really nice and good. I think that's going to solve some of the weird off-throttle issues we were having.
Yeah, the cool thing about these Motion Pro throttles that I didn't realize is it's got a whole bunch of cams that come with it, different levels of thickness here. So we went with the thinnest cam possible. We were running this 40 here, and I basically couldn't dial in any free play whatsoever. So I don't think that the cables are long enough. There's probably some adjusters here under the fairings that I could get to make the cables longer a little bit, but I was able to actually get some good adjustment in. We've got a little bit of free play, just enough, and the feel here is just superb now.
Yeah, it's really good. And then the other thing we did was we found, through some hunting on the internet, a stock 2005 Suzuki GSXR1000 map. We've loaded it onto the bike. We saved the original map that was on this bike in case things go sideways. But what we're checking for is to see if this bike will actually idle normally now, which was the big problem it was having, is that it would start and then start stumbling low, 600 RPM and just die. So let's go check.
Yep.
Going.
Alrighty guys, so we've got the bike on here, and you see it starts up just fine, but the idle's a little bit low. And there, it's starting to stumble. So my gut impression is that because with a little bit of throttle, it starts to even out right at about 1500 RPM. My guess is that I can adjust the idle mechanically on here like I can on the Hornet. There's a second screw here that interacts with this thing.
So this is definitely the idle adjustment. Definitely.
Yeah. I'm actually going to lower it a little bit.
All right, folks, so Splite has done a great job adjusting the idle here. This bike now idles correctly. It's still hanging revs a little bit, so we believe that the ignition module is probably one of the causes of this. So we're gonna remove this ignition module and just run the PC3 and see how this bike does. Hopefully they don't splooge like the friggin' Hornet.
There. Gas tank's free. Oh wait, hold up. There it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay, that's the ignition timing module gone.
Yeah. It sounds perfectly healthy.
It sounds really good. And it sounds like it's not hanging the revs as much. Alrighty guys, so before we get going here on the GSXR1000, I do want to shout out Flying Eyes here. These are the sunglasses that I wear while I'm riding. I love them because they have just these teensy tiny little flexible stems that fit into my helmet really, really easily. Very comfortable for a long day of riding, and they give me enough attenuation in the sun that I can see what I'm doing. I like these a lot. They're definitely a lot more comfortable than your average pair of sunglasses. So if you want to get yourself a more comfortable pair of riding glasses, click the link down below. Check out Flying Eyes. They've got a bunch of different styles and lens colors. And with that being said, let's get on the road. So, initial report as I get started here. Bike feels a lot better. I did notice today, and this is something that we are going to have to sort, is the clutch weirdness is back. It's done it a couple of times on the way over to this little road here. Not entirely sure what that is, but we're here today to report on the fueling and the throttle on this motorcycle. And with all of the piggyback BS gone on this motorcycle, man, I can tell you it's feeling real healthy right now. It's still, the engine braking is a little odd on this motorcycle, and I'm not sure if it's the GSXR1000 generally, or if I'm just used to more modern bikes that have more aggressive engine braking. But here, watch this. So I roll off, and the engine braking is definitely there. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely there, but it feels like it could be a little bit stronger. I'm not sure if that's something to do with that secondary throttle cam situation. I generally have no idea what that is. I have no clue what that second butterfly in the throttles are. No clue. So maybe if you have an idea, if you're a Gixxer bro and you know more than I do about this, do let me know down below. I will check and see if anybody has any ideas as to what that whole situation is, and if there's some adjustment that needs to be made there that can help the throttle or the roll-off feel a little bit more normal, a little bit more aggressive. But honestly, as it's sitting right now, I would consider it perfectly adequate. Again, I'd like a little bit more. Maybe it's because I'm, you know, in second gear. Let me knock it down to first here. Yeah, there's definitely more engine braking available there.
Yeah, definitely a lot more engine braking available at the top end of the RPM band, which makes sense. Now, how about power? We removed a bunch of stuff on this motorcycle. We removed all the maps, and it's got all this, you know, emission stuff on there, right? Well, not really. It's from 2006. Bikes back then were just generally pretty darn good. And yeah, I mean, it's feeling plenty strong. I mean, maybe we lost a little bit, but yeah, nope, it's still a leader bike. It's still properly fast. It's actually really fun. I'm enjoying my time on this motorcycle. Now that it's behaving like a normal bike, it's a lot more enjoyable to ride, and that's super cool. That's super cool. I am interested to see what the Flash is going to do here, but let's go ahead and cut over to the highway so I can show you just how fast this unmapped, gimped up Gixxer really is, how much slower, how much worse we made it. All right, it is a little busy, so I'm not going to be able to do a big old pull for you, but I can show you what the not that fast unmapped Gixxer 1000 is like. Yeah, guys, really not that fast. Yeah, I you know, honestly, I really think I need a Turbo Hayabusa or something. You know, getting up to in second gear, that just ain't gonna do it for me. It really needs more power. Did we ruin the Gixxer 1000 by pulling those power commanders off of there, getting rid of the maps? I don't know, you tell me. It kind of feels a little too slow, but I'm gonna take this bike back, see if I can't sort out a solution for that weird clutch dealie pulling out of first gear. That is the only other oddity on this motorcycle, and I'm not sure what it is. Kind of feels like the clutch plates are slipping or something, but I don't know. I'll figure that out. And remember, guys, if you want to get entered to win this here Gixxer 1000, now that it is all freshly cleaned up and feeling good, click that link down below. Go to yammynoob.co and get yourself signed up to win. While you're down there, check out Flying Eyes for some nice riding sunglasses. And I will catch you guys in the next episode of Yammy Noob.
Well, look at you. You've made it to the end of another Yammy Noob video. You should consider yourself pretty lucky because I have curated this one right over here for you to continue watching. It's probably just as good as the one you just saw. Unless you hated the one you just saw. I don't know, maybe leave me a comment down below about how much you hated it as well too. Or just keep watching this one. Make sure you keep watching Yammy Noob. Don't forget to keep watching Yammy Noob. That's the most important thing. Keep watching Yammy Noob.